block, so block 1 is the last block. Please wait. Now decrypting. Howdy, I'm kurenaif. I'm a crypto witch. Today's topic is block cipher. At the end of this video, I'll show you a technique for decrypting plain text using only error messages. First, I show you what's block cipher. Let's assume that there are two people and they already have the same key to each other. In order for them to have the same key, they need a key exchange algorithm or an asymmetric key algorithm. But I won't explain that today. In this situation, not only does it need to be able to encrypt and decrypt securely, it also needs to be faster. AES is often used as an algorithm that satisfies these requirements. But AES has a serious flaw in this usage. In fact, AES can only encrypt 16 bytes, neither 15 bytes or 17 bytes can be used. A simple idea would be able to separate every 16 bytes. Actually, the algorithm exists, and it is called AES-ECB. AES-ECB is simple and excellent parallelism, but it has some problems. If malware is able to obtain and seize ciphertext, for example through a person in the middle attack, and is able to rewrite it, the following risks exist. As convenience, suppose that the 16-byte cipher is split as shown in this figure. It's Alice sent $100 to Bob. Then, Mallory wants to be changed ciphertext to send Alice $10,000 to Mallory. As a first, Mallory encrypts $10,000 to Mallory on the server and gets the ciphertext, and the change some of Alice's blocks to Mallory's. The resulting statement is that Alice will be Mallory $10,000. In practice, words will often straddle the border of the block. However, even in that case, if you can encrypt and replace it well, you can replace it with any sentence you want. The ECB also has a problem with confidentiality. If there are same plain text blocks, they will be the same ciphertext blocks. So, depending on the file format, encryption may not make sense in this way. In other words, information leaks that the two plain text blocks are the same from ciphertext. If you want to know a system uses AES-ECB, you can enter string like and see which the same blocks appears as a ciphertext or not. Since ECB mode has some problems, encryption methods such as CBC mode have been proposed. The encrypting with AES-CBC is here. Before applying the AES, calculates XOR with the previous ciphertext in CBC. Especially because the first block doesn't have previous ciphertext, it calculates XOR with the random 16 bytes. It's called initial vector or IV. Third for decrypting is here. After calculates AES, calculates XOR with the previous ciphertext. As you can see from this slide, not only encryption but also decryption requires IV. So we have to add IV at the beginning of the ciphertext, for example. As a result, this penguin is hidden. Now let's replace one ciphertext with another, as we did in ECB mode. The first block will be broken because calculated XOR with IV in CBC mode, and the next block will be broken too. Even ciphertext 1 considering ciphertext 2 is needed when we want to change plaintext 2. So, simple block exchange attack is not valid. At first glance, it looks safer than the ECB mode, but depending on how to use, it can be more dangerous. Actually, there is one thing I haven't told you yet about using block ciphers. It's padding. If you want to encrypt a string of bytes, that length is not divisible by 16. 35 byte example in this slide. If you take 16 bytes from the left, you will have 3 bytes at the end. AES requires 16 bytes, so fill it with something. It's called padding. The content of padding is indicated in this slide. 16 bytes padding is 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. 15 bytes padding is 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 50. 2 bytes padding is 2, 2. 1 byte padding is 1. After decryption, the decoder checks the last byte and deletes the number of bytes written in the last byte. By using this padding error, we can decrypt all strings encrypted with CBC. The condition are next slide. First, the attacker has ciphertext. Second, the ciphertext is encrypted by CBC with PKCS 7. Third, an attacker can know whether an arbitrary ciphertext is padding error or not. Padding error is shown in this figure. When the padding length is 14, the last 14 bytes must be 14. But if they are different by even 1 byte, an error will be thrown. 2 errors are sufficient. There, the padding is valid or invalid, and no specific error message is needed. First, disclose the plain text 2. In the beginning, we focus on ciphertext 1 and ciphertext 2 and plain text 2. We know ciphertext 1 because previous first condition. We can't know plain text 2 and ciphertext 2 with a yes applied because we don't know the key. For starters, let's discover the last 1 byte of plain text 2. Try changing last 1 byte of ciphertext 1 to between 0 and 255. Most of the case, padding is not valid, so decryptor will claim padding error. However, in one case, the padding error does not occur. That is when the last 1 byte of plain text 2 is 1. When padding error does not occur, an attacker can get information like this one in this slide. From the equation in this slide, we can see that the ciphertext 2 with AES applied ends with 0x37. We know that the plain text 2 ends with 0x04, since the original ciphertext 1 ends with 0x33. To prepare for the next step, set the last 1 byte to 0x32. Once set, change the second from end to between 0 and 255 in the same way. And you will get a number that does not cause padding errors. When padding is OK, we can find plain text 2 in the same way. Then, to prepare for the next step, we look for ciphertext 1 where plain text 2 is 0x3. Repeat this process until plain text 2 is exposed, and then expose plain text 1. We have to cut the last block because this will not generate a padding error. And applying the same algorithm will expose plain text 1. Finally, let's observe the attack. The source code is available, so you can take it later. The server-side source code is here. First, receive the ciphertext from standard input, and next decrypt function is called. In decrypt function, AES CBC is called, and plain text is returned. Finally, unpad function is called. If it claims a padding error will be returned. Otherwise, OK message is returned. So, all the user can know is whether the padding is valid or invalid. This is attacker side. J is target byte. In line 49, change the target byte to between 0 and 255. There will come a time when the padding is OK, and we will discover the plain text at that time. And here, we are ready to identify the next byte. If it is 0x01, make it 0x2, and if it's 0x02, make it 0x3. Try to learn it slowly at first. Above are decrypted blocks on the server side. Now, I'm changing last 1 byte of ciphertext 1 to expose block 2. You can see that block 0 has not changed. Block 1 has all changed. And the last 1 byte of block 2 has changed. Block 1 is ciphertext 1 with AES applied. With AES applied, even a 1 byte change will make a big difference, so this is the result. In block 2, you can see that only the last 1 byte had changed. This is because block 2 is ciphertext 1 multiplied by XOR, so only the last 1 byte is affected. So, let's fast forward a bit. When the last 1 byte of block 2 is 0x01, the padding is OK. Please wait. Oh, OK. The response from the server will be OK when the last 1 byte of block 2 becomes 0x01. At that time, we apply the previous formula to identify the end of the plain text. The result is 0x02. Once you have identified the plain text, change the last one byte to 0x02. 0x02. We will repeat this process. Let's see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Then, when you get to the end, cut the last block and identify block 1. Cut the block. So block 1 is the last block. Please wait. Now decrypting. This is the last block. CTF kurenaif. Okay. Decrypt is finished. Today, I explained CBC Padding Oracle. It looks difficult at first glance, but it is easy to do, so please try it. You should know that returning an error message is a hint to the plain text. An AES is secure, but block ciphers are difficult. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you. Bye bye.